That fancy transition means we're now under the lights here on KSHB 41. I'm Aaron Ladd taking you through week 9, the final week of the regular season for Missouri. Next week, district playoffs begin. We'll start as we always start. Our Hy-Vee High School game of the week. Oak Park traveling to Fort Osage this Friday. The Suburban Red Conference on the line under the lights. The last time these two teams met was 2019. Fort Osage came away with a 24-14 victory. Could Oak Park rewrite the history books tonight in our game of the week? Let's roll the tape and find out. It's the conference championship going down at Fort Osage. 18 seconds left in the first. Second and long for the Northmen, and then Trayvon Pankey does the rest. 7-0 Oak Park after he finds pay dirt. We're going to jump to the third quarter after that score. The Northmen are leading 14-7 now. It's River Peppers finding the hole, and he goes all the way. 14-13 is the score after they missed the extra point. Still in the third, it's Osage in scoring position, and it's Peppers once again doing the job. 19-14 now. Fourth quarter action, 21-16 Fort Osage. Evan Braxton on the reverse toss. He takes it home, 24-21 Oak Park. Fort Osage finishes this one off 35-30, however. Olathe North Eagles coming off a big win last week over defending 5A state champions Mill Valley. Hope Mick Schaefer's not listening. North forcing 4 turnovers in the game with 2 interceptions being returned for touchdowns. Fast forwarding to this week now, Olathe North hosting Lawrence Free State. Early second, Tay Ware up the middle for an 18-yard score. It's 7-0 Free State like that. Wesley Edison's going to respond on he's going to add on with a 4-yard quarterback keeper, and it's 14-0 just like that. After an Olathe North fumble deep in their own territory, Ware at it again. It's 21-0 after Ware gets in the end zone again, less than 90 seconds before half. Aiden Bruce has a 50-yard run of his own. That puts Olathe North inside the 15, and up the middle, he would not be denied. Olathe North cuts the lead to 14, headed into half, but Free State claims the upset, 31-19, the final. Let's jump back over to the Missouri side. It's a Class 5 clash between Raytown and Grain Valley. It's a tongue twister there, but we made it through. Raytown coming off a 28-21 win over Belton, while Grain Valley took down William Chrisman 40-17. Grain Valley's trying to close up the conference on a Friday. Pick action up on a key down. It's 3rd down and 5 to go. Nate Whitebear takes it outside and to the end zone for his first touchdown of the evening. 3rd and 7. Grain Valley is going to respond. It's Caleb Larson who drops back, but it's tipped. Stopped on 3rd down. It's 4th and less than a minute. Caleb Larson tries again this time. He says, I got a trusty receiver. Noah Ola, he's out there somewhere. He's going to make the catch and tumble into the end zone. 7-7, and we're all tied. But Grain Valley pulls away from there. 28-14, the final. Van Horn Falcons, they're 5-3 on the season, getting one of their biggest wins of the year over Summit Christian in Week 7 with a 59-0 win. Tonight they travel to Pembroke Hill, and the Raiders are hoping for a win on senior night. They start off on the right foot. A 9-minute drive ends right there with a score from 3 yards out, and just like that, the Raiders take the early lead, 7-0. From a 9-minute drive to a 30-second one for Van Horn. Christian Neely finds Darius Horton for the long touchdown pass. This was the tease video on in. And the Falcons will get the ball again right after that. Deep in enemy territory, it's Neely once again at quarterback, but he's going to put the ball on the turf. My goodness. Gavin O'Toole says, I know exactly what to do with this one. I've got reservations for 6. Pembroke leads by 7 after that one, but Van Horn comes back to win 28-22. That's all the time in our first segment under the lights, but we have much more football headed your way in just a bit. We check in on Blue Springs South, traveling to Liberty, and also have our Metro matchup moment of the night. We will see you in a few under the lights. We're back in under the lights here on KSHB 41. Aaron Ladd here as we continue our Week 9 coverage of the high school football season here in the KC area. Next up on the docket is the Suburban Gold Conference. Blue Springs South traveling to Liberty. South won 44-21 last week over rival Blue Springs. Liberty with a big 48-28 win over Lee Summit. So they match up this week under the lights. And we pick action up in the second quarter. Anthony Winson with the 13-yard touchdown run gives Liberty a 14-3 lead. Middle of the second now, it's Bryce Reeves with the 2-yard scamper into the end zone. South cuts into the lead. They're only down 4. Late second, Reeves up the middle. This time it's a 42-yard touchdown run. South extends their lead to 10 points. Next possession, Liberty goes for the fake punt. We're getting tricky on special teams, but he's stuffed. Turnover on downs. 2 plays later, Cash Parker to Malachi Howard for the 22-yard touchdown pass. Love that name. I mean, as a quarterback, Cash, right? You can't ask for anything better. Blue Springs South wins on Friday night. It's now time for our Metro Matchups moment of the night, sponsored by the DePasquale Moore Law Firm. Washington hosting Highland Park. First quarter action, Amarion Womack with the 40-yard touchdown run off the sweep. Coaches are going to love that one on film. Washington takes a 6-0 lead. Second quarter now, it's Javonte Ross with a 3-yard touchdown plunge that ties the game at 12, but Highland Park, they scored a lot of points between the two teams here. 62-48 in our Metro Matchups moment of the night, sponsored by the DePasquale Moore Law Firm. DeSoto taking on Basehor Linwood. Middle first quarter, Atlee Edenfield to Ryan Schottler for the 8-yard touchdown. DeSoto takes a 21-0 lead. Second of the first quarter, Brant Wilson, 5-yard touchdown run. Basehor cuts the lead to 14, but DeSoto holds on 31-21. Miege and Blue Valley Northwest, middle first, Grant Stubblefield. You'll hear that name when the Simone Awards come up later this year. 15-yard run there, Northwest leads by a score. It's Stubblefield again, and it's a 14-yard score this time for a 14-point lead. Just before halfback Armstrong gets picked off by Aiden Beemeyer, and he rumbles down to the 2-yard line. Couple plays later, they'll knock it in for the 2-yard score. Northwest goes up 21, and they go on to win 28-21. My buddy Dion Clisso from Preps KC joins us now. Dion, some big games tonight. First, Oak Park versus Fort Osage. Did that go the way you thought it would?
Yeah, I like Fort Osage in that game, but I thought it was going to be a lot like that. Both physical teams, they run it, they play defense, and that, kind of like the Raytown Grain Valley game, they were kind of mirror images of each other, both fighting for a number 1 seed in the district, and that's exactly what I thought those games would be.
Olathe North upset by Lawrence Free State.
Yeah.
Did you see that one coming?
Not at all.
Yeah.
By the way, Free State's won 3 in a row, 4 in a row now. Mm-hmm. We had Coach Stewart on our radio show this week, and I joked with him. I said, "You guys have quietly come along." He's like, "We're quietly getting better," and that. Yeah. But at the same time, Olathe North comes off the big win with Mill Valley, and they're already locked into their number 1 seed. So I don't know if they rested some guy. I have to go look and see there, but a little flat after the big win over Mill Valley, but they're still the number 1 seed on the east side of the 6A bracket.
We talked about that DeSoto Basehor Linwood matchup. How does that impact down the road, if you will?
Well, for DeSoto, it locks them in at number 2, so that's good. Basehor Linwood, I have to, as we speak, the brackets are being put together. Yeah. See how that impacts them in 4A, losing that game there. But DeSoto has played defensively very well the last few weeks, and that will be good for them as they go into those 5A playoffs. Any
major surprises, if you will? I know there was a couple tonight, but if you had to pick one, which one is it?
At least I'm North going to overtime with Park Hill. Park Hill's a dangerous team. I don't know if you really want to play them in the postseason. I think the Olathe North is probably the biggest surprise, but no, you've got some good things ahead. I'm pretty sure we're going to see a Blue Springs South Liberty back-to-back games next week. We'll see how things shake out here in the next couple hours.
Dan's not going anywhere. He'll stick with us through the break. When we return, he'll preview next week where the pressure starts to add up. Some winner-go-home matchups. We'll see you right back here under the lights